This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Introduction. The tremendous changes happening in contemporary times trigger the question of what the future holds for humanity. Major world events, including weather changes, natural catastrophes, and wars, have been on the increase in the recent past. The changes incline towards negativity, which makes people be pessimistic about the future. In addition, the efforts of kind-hearted individuals to bring positive change through the various aspects of human life face many challenges and consequently fail to yield any positive results. The inequalities in the world are high, whereby the majority of the people are poor while a few have plenty of resources. Overpopulation coupled with resource inequality means fewer individuals can access the world's resources while the majority remains poor. Moreover, the environmental impacts of the high rate of global industrialization are not sustainable. However, as the world continues to change, it will become apparent that the inequalities affect all humanity and bring about a spiritual awakening that will bring an optimistic new era for humankind. The changing world. Many current world events point to an unpleasant future for all humanity, irrespective of class or social status. This has elicited interest in humanity to make the world a better place for the sake of future generations. The first area of concern is the consumption of world resources, which appears to be skewed in favor of the developed nations. The high consumption rate of the world's resources by developed nations contributes significantly to environmental destruction. The current environmental problems, such as the depletion of the ozone layer and global warming, affect not only the current generation but also future generations. The environmental crisis challenges the spiritual and moral beliefs of humanity. God discourages self-fulfillment and tells his people that world resources have been given for common use by all humanity. This means that the world's resources belong to all humanity, not only to the rich. Another major challenge facing humanity at present is the problem of a high population growth rate. The high world population presents problems for social, economic, and environmental development. A growing population increases the frequency of famines and strains the available resources. Wars are now common in most nations. For example, the ongoing Libyan war was occasioned by the struggle for power and scarcity of resources due to the high population growth rate. Natural disasters like floods, earthquakes, and drought are attributed to population pressure on the world's resources. Environmental pollution caused by industrialization further affects the quality of life on Earth. Population increase also contributes to social problems such as crime, unemployment, and malnutrition. The environmental changes that have led to world changes in social, economic, and political aspects of human life across all nations raise concerns over the future of humanity on Earth. Principles that provide hope for the future. Many people hope for a sustainable future characterized by improved quality of life for all people and spiritual renewal of all humanity. According to Monsignor, crises can be solved today through the spiritual fulfillment of all people. The spiritual leaders and the clergy strive to lift up the spiritual, ethical, and moral approaches towards solving the current crises affecting the world. Humanity must learn to appreciate nature because nature is a reflection of God's goodness to humanity, and through spiritual fulfillment, the beauty and richness of nature are appreciated. In addition, human reason and knowledge through scientific research and technological innovation will help humanity to reduce the current environmental challenges affecting the world. The Christian teaching of love for one another ensures that people endeavor to help the disadvantaged and promote equitable and sustainable use of the available resources for the sake of future generations. Another principle that provides hope for humanity in the future is environmental sustainability. Environmental conservation efforts, including policy change and environmental regulation, are essential in ensuring a sustainable future for all humanity. The hopeful signs of a better environment involve the quest for appropriate measures towards promoting environmental conservation, like international conservation treaties. Public concern over the high rate of consumption of natural resources in the industrialized world and its impacts is growing, further increasing the efforts aimed at improving the quality of life and, at the same time, decreasing consumption. What remains now is a change in individual lifestyle and public policy to reverse the environmental effects and promote equitable and sustainable use of the resources. Social justice that ensures equitable distribution of resources among all humanity will reduce social problems such as wars, unemployment, diseases, and malnutrition. Social justice is important to attain a sustainable world economy. Social justice can be achieved through a spiritual reawakening to understand the universal purpose of God's creation, which requires equitable and sustainable use. Spreading a message of the necessity of global interdependence will also promote equitable use of resources and social justice. Additionally, efforts to eradicate poverty should involve the quest for an equitable distribution of the world's resources. Conclusion. Based on world problems experienced currently, the future of humanity appears gloomy. The major problems are overpopulation and environmental degradation, which affect the quality of life on Earth. In addition, the current level of social and economic inequalities between developing and industrialized nations is incompatible with human survival. However, renewed efforts regarding environmental conservation, spiritual fulfillment, and social justice offer hope for a better future for all humankind. This essay on hope for the future of humanity was written and submitted by a student just like you. The Ivy Panda Samples database hosts thousands of works similar to this one, on various subjects. Visit ivypanda.com to find what you are looking for, free of charge.